Hello everyone, I'm Mia Khalifa, and welcome to Go Natural English. Today, we are going to explore an important academic topic that will be useful for students and researchers alike. If you are stepping into the world of academic writing, research projects, or scholarly investigations, this discussion will be incredibly beneficial for you. In this session, I will introduce you to 5 fundamental research methods that are widely used in academic studies. As a student, whether at the undergraduate level or preparing for graduate studies, having a solid grasp of these research methodologies is essential. We will go through each method, starting from the simplest and moving towards more advanced techniques, helping you understand their effectiveness and applications. 1. Qualitative research. The first research method we will discuss is qualitative research. The term qualitative is closely related to quality, which gives you a hint about its nature. This method focuses on exploring and describing the characteristics, behaviors, and subjective aspects of a topic. Researchers using this approach often rely on observations, interviews, and open-ended questions to gather insights. Qualitative research is typically used to understand people's emotions, thoughts, and experiences. For example, if you were studying customer satisfaction with a particular product, you might conduct interviews to capture detailed feedback from users. This method is valuable for gaining deep insights but is considered less objective than others since it involves personal interpretations. 2. Quantitative research. The second type of research method is quantitative research. The word quantitative is derived from quantity, meaning numbers and measurable data. This method focuses on numerical analysis and statistical interpretation. In quantitative research, you might conduct surveys, analyze test scores, or measure different variables using structured data collection techniques. If you were investigating the effectiveness of a new educational program, you could compare students' test results before and after implementing the program. The primary goal is to determine patterns, relationships, and statistical significance. A key characteristic of quantitative research is that it allows for replication and verification, making it a widely accepted method in scientific studies. Questions like how often, how many, and to what extent, are commonly addressed in this type of research. 3. Correlational research. Moving to a more complex research method, we have correlational research. This method is used to examine the relationship between 2 or more variables to determine whether a connection exists between them. For example, a researcher might investigate the relationship between students' study habits and their academic performance. Does spending more time studying lead to better grades? Or does it depend on other factors such as study techniques and concentration levels? Correlational research helps identify links between variables but does not establish a cause and effect relationship. While this method can reveal strong associations, it requires careful analysis to avoid making incorrect assumptions about causation. This means that just because 2 things are related does not necessarily mean one causes the other. 4. Experimental research. Next, we have experimental research, one of the most scientifically rigorous methods available. This approach involves controlled experiments where researchers manipulate 1 or more variables to observe their effects. For example, imagine an English teacher conducting an experiment to test a new language learning technique. The teacher might divide students into 2 groups, one following the traditional teaching method, the control group, and another using the new method, the experimental group. By comparing the progress of both groups, the teacher can determine whether the new approach is more effective. A critical aspect of experimental research is random selection, where participants are chosen randomly to eliminate bias. However, in some real-world cases, randomization may not be feasible, leading to a quasi-experimental approach, where groups are predetermined rather than randomly assigned. 5. Meta-analysis. The final and most advanced research method we will discuss is meta-analysis. This approach involves systematically reviewing and synthesizing findings from multiple studies to draw broader conclusions. For instance, if you are investigating the impact of online education on student learning, you might analyze several previous studies that have examined this topic. By comparing the results of multiple research papers, you can identify overarching trends and patterns. Meta-analysis is considered one of the strongest research methods because it is based on a large body of evidence. It allows researchers to draw conclusions that are more reliable than those based on a single study. However, conducting a meta-analysis requires careful selection of studies and rigorous statistical analysis. Choosing the right research method. Each of these research methods serves a different purpose, and choosing the right one depends on your research question, objectives, and available resources. While qualitative research helps in understanding detailed human experiences, quantitative research provides measurable data. Correlational research reveals relationships, experimental research tests hypotheses under controlled conditions, and meta-analysis synthesizes findings from multiple studies. By developing a strong understanding of these methodologies, you will be better prepared to conduct your own research and contribute valuable knowledge to your field. Final thoughts. I hope this discussion has given you a clear understanding of the 5 major research methods. Whether you are a student, researcher, or academic professional, having a firm grasp of these techniques is essential for conducting effective research. Thank you for joining me today. I encourage you to explore these methods further and apply them in your studies or professional work. Keep learning, stay curious, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. Goodbye for now.